More fallout involving the Epstein files. The Wall Street Journal reporting overnight President Donald Trump once wrote accused child sex predator Jeffrey Epstein a racy letter on his 50th birthday. Well, that letter included a drawn picture of a naked woman as well as an imagined conversation between the two about how they would have a secret and certain things in common. Well, the letter allegedly ends with Trump saying happy birthday and may every day be another wonderful secret. CBS News correspondent Scott McFarland now with more on this bombshell reporting. Scott, good to see you today. Now, we've heard that the White House was trying to squash this reporting well before it was released. How is the president responding this afternoon?
He responded pretty promptly after that report dropped by asking the Attorney General to seek the unsealing of grand jury transcripts from the Epstein criminal case. The Attorney General did not need the president's authorization to do so. She could do so at any time. And she said there will be a filing to seek the release of transcripts. It's far from clear if that's going to satisfy the critics, though, because grand jury transcripts, if unsealed, may have precious little information in them, no exhibits or photos or videos. And what's more, it takes a long time. It could take many, many months for those to be released. There'll be no immediate satisfaction for those who say the government's been covering things up.
So walk me through this. What hurdles exist for Pam Bondi? What could she face in trying to unseal some of this testimony?
Oh, a whole bunch of hurdles, many of them. First of all, she needs a judge's permission to do this, and convincing a judge to unseal things that were sealed from grand jury deliberations is difficult. You have to make a compelling argument. What's more, other parties can come in and try to be part of this as well. Say somebody's name is in one of these pieces of paper. That person may have lawyers who want to come in and say, hold it, you can't unseal this. You'll be tarnishing my client's reputation. All kinds of paperwork could be churning through the system before these things become unsealed. And that's why you measure this not in days or weeks, but in months.
Scott, does this appear to satisfy the base? There have been sort of defections going on amongst Republicans regarding this very issue of being able to get their hands and look at these files. Is the base satisfied now?
I think it's early to say that, but the Wall Street Journal report, which Trump has unequivocally denied, seems to have rallied the troops. When the president is challenging, picking on the media, criticizing the media, he really does galvanize his supporters, no matter the context of the media reports. So you've seen a bit of that over the last 12 hours. Remains to be seen if this request for grand jury transcripts does much of anything to move the people who say there's a conspiracy, there's a cover-up, and the government's not letting us in on it.
All right, so let's talk about another topic, shall we? Late last night, the House passed the president's $9 billion DOGE cuts package that removes funding from foreign aid as well as public broadcasting, NPR, PBS, just to name a few. What will the impact of this bill be on those organizations?
Short-term, long-term. Short-term impact is you're going to take some money away from public media, which in some communities, especially rural communities or cities that are far from major metropolitan areas, that's emergency information. That is local content that will not be replicated. It's going to starve those operations of money, could knock some of them out of business. Long-term, this is a inside baseball dynamic, but when you start pulling back money, Congress already funded, you raise the stakes and the prospects of a government shutdown the next time a deadline arrives. We always flirt with those, but this is a different political moment, and this has increased the possibility of an impasse that does have local federal workers off the job for a while.
All right. Lots to sift through, and of course the weekend now getting underway, and of course we expect more updates on all of these stories. Scott McFarland, good to see you. Have a great weekend, sir.